Greetings! On this week's Monday Mantra, I will be going over all the tips and strategies to help you double your business in 2019, right after this. So, a lot to get through today, always got a lot to get through, and the mantra today is... It's a very, very interesting, it's a very powerful title, and it's how to double your business in 2019. And I'm going to get into this. I've got 3 sections for the mantra today. All of them are very, 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 very important. And essentially, I'm going to kind of give you the roadmap of how I believe you can double your business, right? And it isn't through tricks and gadgets and, have you tried this app? You know how I feel about technology. Technology is not a tool, or rather technology is a tool, but ultimately the person that gets business for you is you. You are your own independent contractor of your company, and you hunt and eat what you kill. But let's get into this now, because I don't know how long this mantra might go. It might be short, it might be long, just proving that we're doing this with no net, unscripted. Okay, so let's get into this. How to double your business in 2019 is a title. It's a little bit clickbaity, but I'm going to get into it right now, and I'm going to break it down into stages. I'm a little bit hoarse. I'm a small horse because I was screaming over the weekend. But anyway, so I'm going to take this back to my dad. When I was a little boy, my father once said to me, he said, if you can work at a job that you love, you will be doing something 99% of the population are not doing. That really registered with me. And so I have kind of, I'm going to save it, Solomon. It's going to be on my IGTV. So all of my stuff will now be on IGTV. Even if it's not on Instagram, all my YouTube stuff, it will be on IGTV. And if people are just joining me here for this mantra for the first time, what Monday Mantra is, it's a place where I like to give away all the tips and techniques that I've learned to have multiple businesses, be an entrepreneur, and be successful in real estate. So if you're joining us for the first time, hello. So my old man, God rest his soul, he said to me, if you can work in a job that you like, you are going to be doing, you're going to be beating out 99% of the population. So I kind of made a business of doing all the careers that I've had. I've made a point of loving them all, right? And if I haven't loved them, I have made a point of turning them into something that I do love. So I want to get into this, and I think really the best way to start this is to start with some kind of career killers, right? I'm going to get into how you can work in areas that you love in a second, but I want to go through some of the worst pitfalls for a blossoming career. These are all my opinion, but I think they're pretty damn good. The number one, I see this over and over again, the number one cause for people kind of feeling crappy about themselves and not kind of pushing themselves and not going for it is comparisons. Comparisons are absolutely toxic, meaning, oh, I wish I was as good as that agent. I'm never going to be as good as that agent. I'm just never going to get it. Why? What? And then the why bother sets in, and the I am a failure sets in. Certainly in my life, I've struggled with that a lot over the years, and now I'm at a point where I can just kind of block it out. But I found that self-valuation by comparing myself to others really damaging and really toxic for a lot of years in my life. The other thing is, if only I had, because it's all linked to happiness, right? Everything is linked to contentment, and everything is if I can be happy in my job, chances are I'm going to be happy at work, at my home. I'm going to be happy with my kids. I'm going to live a more happy and fulfilling life. This is what this entire mantra is about. So, second is, if only I had, right? If only I had a BMW, or if only I had 20 listings like this guy, or if only I could afford to buy my first house, if only. It's all a bunch of baloney. Wow, that even rhymes. Comparing ourselves is trying to fill that hole within ourselves with stuff. And really, if you're feeling that way, it means because there's work to be done on the inside. It's an inside job, right? External stuff, it's like crack. You feel great for a minute, I think. I never did crack. But I suppose you feel great for a minute and then you feel shit for hours afterwards. And it's the same with stuff. You'll buy that handbag or those shoes or that watch or that car that you can't really afford and you feel great for a few days and then you're like, oh God, I can't afford this. I'm a loser. This is another big one. Feeling not in control of your destiny. I'm going to outline how we can take control of every part of our careers a little bit later in the mantra, but having that kind of feeling that you're just not in control is a very overwhelming feeling. And you know, people think that happiness, to be happy in your career, means that you blissfully walk around 24/7 with a big grin on your face. It's not the case. I'm really, really happy in my career, but I still have dark moments. I'm human. If I lose a big listing or something at my company happens that really bums me out, I have emotions. I'm not just going to be like, great, that's awesome that I just lost out on 50 grand. I'm so happy. It's not real. Right? It's not real. It's like, you know, life is the ebb and flow of emotions. But for me, happiness means I am happy most of the time, which I think is an accurate way to paint the picture. And it's taken work for me to get there, right? Because I'm very, very hard on myself, and I'm not as hard on myself as I am as I used to be now. And I think I'm kind of making more headway now. So there's the correlation. When I stopped whipping my own back as hard as I was whipping it, you know, things began to kind of evolve. That's a whole other mantra. Anyway, so another thing that I think is a career killer, and then I'm going to get into stuff that will be positive influences on your career, is having courage, right? To leave those footsteps in the sand that don't exist, to do something that others are not doing. It's always scary when you're a little kid and you're all standing on the stage, right? There's a line of 10-year-olds standing on the stage and the magician says, I want to volunteer. It's really hard to put your foot forward and say, I'll do it. Everybody does this to look for someone else to jump out, but I've made a career of jumping out and I really don't care what happens because I'm not invested in the results. I'm invested in my input, but the rest is up to the universe, and that's very freeing, and I've said that a million times on mantra as well. So now let's get into some positive influences, and then I'm going to get into how to double your business. So positive influences, if you feel that icky feeling of a negative influence, right, you have to just move away for it. This is number one. Number one to take charge of your career is don't look for reassurance from others. Again, when you do something great, it's lovely to kind of look around to see who's noticed. But if you can not do that and just be comfortable with whatever the universe gives you as far as people noticing, and you just keep your head down and you stay in it and you take responsibility for yourself and you're not looking for assurance. Now, we all have mentors, of course, and we speak to them for guidance. But when we do something right, don't look for a slap on the back. When I learned this from a very strange character by the name of Glenn Danzig. I was a record producer doing ooch, 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 and I ended up producing a record for Glenn Danzig. How that happened, I have no idea. And he looked at me very coldly one day as I was looking for some kind of, you know, it was between me and another guy that was going to be producing the album. And he said to me, it all boils down to the work. If you're looking for loyalty, get a dog. And those words really registered with me. If you're looking for loyalty, get a dog, because the real estate industry and business in general is a tough freaking gig. Positive influence number 2. Ask for feedback, not reassurance. Ask for feedback. When you present something, one of your projects, or maybe you're doing a new kind of marketing technique. You're not looking for reassurance, but you want to run it by your peers, and you're asking for feedback. What do you think? Would you like this? What don't you like about it? Be prepared to take negative criticism and bring it in. Learn and grow. Learn and grow. Learn and grow. And then my favorite tip for building a successful business, meaning you're going to eventually double your business, is putting your Richard Branson hat on, who is a huge influence on me. Richard Branson is a man I admire. I hope one day I meet him, because I admire him so much, because he has another phrase that really stuck in my head as a kid, which is screw it, let's do it. Now, Richard Branson is famous for kind of getting 60% of the way there and saying, screw it, let's have a crack at this. And I have absolutely followed that train of thought, which is, if I need to know the result of every one of my actions, what a freaking boring life that is. Part of life is that we take risk, right? We do things that make us go, ooh, I'm not sure if that's going to work, but we have a crack at it. We do it, we go for it. And I like to take an educated jump, meaning I get 60 to 65% of the way there, and the rest of it is blind faith. And if that means I fall on my arse and break my arm, I'm perfectly fine with it, because I'd rather fall on my arse and break my arm than sit in a corner going, should I? Should I not? Should I have a go at this? Should I? Because by the time I'm 80, I still won't have made a decision. All right. I want to now get into the techniques to doubling down on your business, which is the entire reason for this mantra. So you might want to grab a pen for this section. So, okay, happiness is already, I'm going to read all these later. I can't read them all. So here is something that I want us all to do, which is I want everybody who's watching this mantra to write down what makes them happy in their business, right? So what makes me happy in my business is doing social media. Maybe what makes you happy is door knocking. Maybe what makes someone else happy is, networking. Maybe what makes someone else happy is XYZ. Where I'm going with this is, I think mediocrity, meaning bouncing around, trying to do everything all the time, is what makes businesses fail. When we try and please everyone all the time, it's not going to work. And also, there isn't a way that we can kind of look at the metrics, which is where I'm going with this. So, for example, I would like everyone to figure out what makes them happiest in their business. And then I want you to double down, triple down, quadruple down on it with a white hot obsession. Right? With a white hot obsession for 3 months. Now, I'm not saying you disregard all of your other work, but if this means you work double hours, because this is a life-changing event potentially. If you work double hours and you're like, I really just need to get my social media off the ground, but I just never have the time. You work mornings, you work nights, you craft it, you put it out, you make it your focus, you do everything you possibly can do. And I would say do it for 6 months, but that's a long time. Do it for 3 months solid. Doing the stuff that you want to do that makes you happy professionally. But don't just kind of half-arse it and do, well, I'll do a post like this today because I really like this. And then I'm going to do all this other stuff that I hate. And then I'm going to do another post at tea time that I kind of really like. And then I'm going to do all this other stuff that I hate. I'm saying trim down as much of your day as you possibly can of all the stuff that you don't like and fill it with stuff you do. Your numbers might drop, but then hopefully your numbers are going to go up. You need to be brave enough to let destiny take over. Because if you want to be fulfilled and content in your professional career, we got to take risk. Because if we're in the middle just bouncing around, it just, in my opinion, I just don't think it's going to happen. So if it's social media, maybe it's vlogging, maybe it's really going bonkers on Snapchat, maybe it's hitting every single event that you know is in your area every night, 7 days a week to see if that works, if you're really good with people and meeting people. Maybe it could be door knocking. It could be sitting every single open house there is. But whatever you believe makes you professionally happiest when you're doing that part of your job and you feel fulfilled and you're loving it and it's great, it's not going to be bliss. You're not going to be sitting there like this. I'm so blissful. But you're going to feel more fulfilled. Double, triple, quadruple down on it for 3 months. Now, I want to talk to people who might think, well, I've got 2 or 3 areas that I might really like. You do one at a time for 3 months. So let's say you've got 4 areas of your career that you really like. Maybe you do social media relentlessly for 3 months. Then you do networking relentlessly for 3 months. Then you maybe do calling old clients and past clients relentlessly for 3 months. And then maybe you go into the expireds, the probates, and that other stuff that we do in real estate relentlessly for 3 months. Because then you have a year that is full of metrics. You are going to see where your business has come from. You're going to see areas that you really, really love. And then, ladies and gentlemen, what you do is you move towards the light. When you see the numbers coming back in from parts of your business that you prefer over other parts of your business, you clear away the part of the business that you don't like, and I don't care what anybody else says. If you don't like it, don't do it, right? And focus on the stuff you do, because it's going to make you a better colleague. It's going to make you a better advocate. It's going to make you a better business owner. It's going to make you a better spouse, a better father, better brother, better sister, better son. And it's going to take some guts, right? But all we got is, the only commodity of any value is time. And if you're in your 20s watching this, you can afford to make massive mistakes. If you're in your 50s watching this, you can't. But if you're in your 50s and you're not happy, then I suggest this is exactly what you need to do. Because when you find what you like in your business and it stops feeling like work, you're going to double, triple down on it. And if you're double, tripling down on something that you like that's getting you results, you are going to double your business. It's that simple. Stop doing the shit you hate. Start doing the shit you love. Over and over and over and over and over and over again. I don't care if your office says you shouldn't do your own social media. Get a new office. I don't care if your office says, you need to be doing cold calls. If you don't like them, don't do them. Join another office. Do what you want. This is your life and your destiny. And I'm going to end with 2 things, which is this, is if you're not getting the results you want where you're at, you can always move. Also, if you're feeling trapped, and let me rephrase this. Once you've taken charge of what you do and you're doing stuff you like day in, day out, and you've got to be brave because there will be dark moments. There's going to be dark moments. But if you're doing it day in and day out and you feel that you have now wrapped your arms around your career, what does that, why am I waving this pen? What does that mean? It means that you are now in control of your destiny, which is what we all want. When you feel in control of your destiny, contentment sets in. What's another word for contentment? Happiness, because we're not at the mercy of just random acts of business anymore. We've taken control. And then lastly, if you do all this and it doesn't work, get another job. Don't stay in a job you hate because you feel like it's not the right thing to do. I've known people in medicine and in law and in all sorts of careers join the real estate industry. And I've known a couple of people leave the real estate industry. One went off to be a sailor and he's happy as a clam. So I'm saying life is too precious and too short. And if we focus on the stuff we love, people feel it and they're attracted to it and they like us and they want to work with us. If you're doing grinding shit like knocking on doors, you're hating it, they're hating it, you're not getting any results, don't bloody do it. Oh, wow, that was a good one. Woo, nice. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. That was an awesome match. It was good for me anyway. So love doing these. It is my pleasure to hang with you guys on a Monday. Next week, will there be a mantra next week? I think there might be. Yeah, and I will be doing a mantra on location from Jackson Hole before the end of the year. Ooh. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to be at your service. I love you tuning in. Mwah!